Welcome to Brooks Camp in Katmai. Let's get you caught up on how we got here.
Getting to Katmai National Park typically involves a combination of air and water travel. The park is located in southern Alaska and is known for its remote and wild nature. For us, we began with a flight out of Anchorage to King Salmon, where we transferred from a PC-12 to a float otter for the second leg. The views from the windows were phenomenal, even with the shortened visibility due to incoming weather. While landing, Jay saw grizzlies swimming near the beach where we were to be dropped off. In fact, it was close enough that the park officers rushed us to bear orientation quickly. This is a requirement when visiting Katmai, as it isn't a question of if you will see a bear, but rather how close and on what terms.
Well, there you go. We are here for just a day trip. Unfortunately, by the time we had all of our plans on this epic trip we've been on squared away, all of the camping accommodations, lodges, and cabins, everything was completely booked. So we are here for the day. I think we're going to spend most of our time trying to check out the epic bear views like you already saw. One was here before we even got here. Yeah, we're not sure exactly what we're in for. We may take in a little bit of a hike, but mostly it's time to see some bears. Well, how cool was that? We didn't even make it across the river crossing before a big bear just sort of working its way, head underwater, looking for salmon, coming back up through. It was honestly pretty cool. Walk basically right underneath us. You're supposed to keep moving on the bridges. I did my best. I'd stop, I'd grab a photo, and then I'd walk. But I mostly kept moving in the excitement. Got to the viewing platform on the other side, and those were those first images. So we haven't even made it to the falls that are like world renowned with all the bears and everything. I'm really pretty excited to get there because the video footage that they were playing at both plane terminals, the live footage, looked like there was still a lot of activity, and we didn't know how that would play out because we're on the tail end of the salmon run season. So far it's looking like both it and the weather are holding out for what could be a really amazing day trip.
Yep. Katmai spans over 4 million acres of wilderness. Established in 1918, the park is renowned for its diverse ecosystems, encompassing mountains, lakes, and the iconic Alaskan coastline. Home to an estimated 2,200 brown bears, Katmai is a premier destination for bear viewing. The famous Brooks Falls provides a spectacular backdrop for observing salmon and bears in their natural habitat. The popular bear hangout areas have raised boardwalks with double gate entries to help keep you separated from the bears. However, the majority of the trails around the park are completely open with nothing separating you from the wildlife but your wits. So make noise and make your presence known when you visit.
Yeah, we were in there for a good 30-45 minutes just watching what appeared to be 2, maybe 3 cubs we're presuming mama. It was interesting, another grizzly started making its way up the river, and we watched one of the larger there come down and you know, pee all over a mound. And then when a fish was caught by one of the cubs, it very quickly came out and growled at that other grizzly that was making its way up the river. So even though that's an area where they sort of cohabitate politely together, you can tell there's still some territory and hierarchy in their grouping there.
Yep.
So we've come back out. We need to use the restroom. We're actually walking back out. It's a mile almost all the way out to the food cache so we can grab a snack, get our water bottles. Water is the only thing you can actually carry in. All food, anything with a food-like odor, breath mints, anything. Basically, the only thing you can carry in would be bug spray, sunscreen, and water. That's it. Other than that, you want to be as scent-free as possible.
Yes.
So it's about a mile, mile 1, mile 2, back out to that food cache where we can grab a snack, and I think we're going to make another round. Thanks, my love.
A unique aspect to the bears here is their notable lack of territorial behavior. This is primarily due to the abundance of food resources, particularly during the salmon runs. The park also works very hard to keep humans from being related to food and impacting their natural behaviors. This seemed to be working so well, they ignored us entirely.
Well, we ended up getting a little distracted. We'd never actually made it to the food cache for the snacks that we brought. When we got back, they were just wrapping up the buffet service for lunch at the lodge, which on our visit was between 11:30 and 1:30 p.m. Looks like they have very structured times. I can tell you we were still there eating at 1:30 when it ended, and boom, food comes up, it's gone. So the lesson there is you don't have to worry about packing everything if you're coming in for a day or even an extended stay. Looks like they have a breakfast, lunch, and dinner service there in the lodge, and we found food to be pretty good. 56 bucks for the full buffet for both of us. I think that's a more than fair price for one, a buffet service like that, and two, how remote we are. I mean, that food's all basically flown in, but you can hear the plane now. Anyway, belly's full, we're warm, we dried out just a bit. We are, speaking of dry out, you can see the rain has caught up, and well, we're gonna head back out. Yeah, we're heading back out anyway, and hopefully we will see some new or more exciting bear activity. Yes.
There were fewer bears and less activity on the falls during our second visit. Luckily, the poor weather had chased many other folks away from the viewing platform, which allowed Jay to capture closer footage of the remaining bears in action. And just like that, it was time to go. Our return was basically a reversal of our arrival, except with even less visibility. We really enjoyed our visit and hope you liked this video and are inspired to visit too. We'll see you soon at our next Alaskan National Park, Lake Clark.